Welcome everybody to another game of Squirrels baseball. We're in Milwaukee today, and coming off of an off day, we are going to get the bench in here again to get some early rest for people. Pretty sure that's how that all needs to go as far as subs are concerned. We do have Paulie on the mound today. Let's see how we want to do this. Let's actually put Sweeney in that 2-hole. Move Quentin into leadoff. Switch these two, and I think that'll be good. Alright, so we'll get this game going. We've got, I believe, 3 games here in Milwaukee. And then I think we might have the Nationals next, too. I don't think we've seen them in a while. So here's Miller Park. Looks like the roof is open. As much as we played the Brewers, I should know this. I don't know if the roof is ever closed in this game. It probably is. But I don't actually know the answer to that, so I guess we'll have to pay attention to that maybe as the series goes on. Maybe we'll catch a rainy day. And as mentioned, we have Manny Parra on the mound for the Brewers. And Kester will lead things off for the Squirrels to start this game. Swing and a miss, strike one. That should be good for a hit. To shallow left center. Single for Kester to open up the game. And that'll bring up Sweeney, who's playing first today. Sweeney usually hits a few home runs, but actually isn't a power hitter. I think his power's rated at a D. Probably a higher D, but still. But is a good hitter. Wild pitch, though. And that'll get Kester up to second. Didn't get far away from Van Hecken, but it got far enough. 1-2 the count to Sweeney. And he looks at ball 2. 2-2. Nobody out. Puts out. Oh, Kester took off on a ball he had no business running on. Oh my. I believe that was Ronnie Cedeno playing second. He grabbed that line drive and immediately threw over to second base to get the double play. Don't know what Kester was thinking there. It might have been tough anyway just with his lead, but taking off for third was definitely the wrong idea. Is Sweeney just not able to put enough on that ball to get it into the outfield. So that'll bring Chief to the plate. He's got a 2-2 count. And he looks at strike 3. A small spot of trouble there for Parra, but nothing doing. No scores to go to the bottom of the first. And as we mentioned before, we do have Paulie on the mound today. The game claiming he's a left-hander, you will see that he very clearly is not. Something I'm surprised nobody testing this game picked up on is that whatever they say for the home starting pitcher, they just repeat that for the visiting starting pitcher. And Ryan Braun drops a small fly into right for a single. Cedeno showing bunt. Paulie puts a knuckleball in for a strike. Does it again. Cedeno's pulled back his bunt each time. And swings and misses at strike 3. 1 down, runner on first, and Aramis Ramirez at the plate. I've mentioned it before, he did not come here straight from the Cubs. He spent 1 or maybe even 2 seasons in Oakland before coming here to Milwaukee in this series. Pops that, Sweeney goes back and makes the play. 2 down for Prince Fielder, still a runner on first. Fielder up to 5 homers already. Oh, wild pitch. And that will move Ryan Braun into scoring position with the 0-2 count, or sorry, 2-0 count. 2-1 the count now. Swing and a miss makes it 2-2. Grounded foul down the third base line. Swing and a miss. Pauly also gets out of it after a bit of trouble. So we've played one. Squirrels nothing, Brewers nothing. Quentin will lead off the second inning. He looks at strike one. That slider too high. That fastball too high. 2-1 the count. That slider, backdoor slider for a strike. 2-2. Swings and misses, strike three. That'll bring Frank to the plate. Swing and a miss, strike one. Swing and a miss again. Grounds that one to short. Bill Hall fields it and throws over for out number 2. And that'll bring Miyake to the plate. He's going to put that into shallow right for a hit. I nearly left him in that number 2 spot because he's, over last season and into this season, he's improved tremendously at the plate. That'll bring Martinez to the plate, and he's got a 1-1 count. Grounds that towards third. Ramirez picks that up, throws it over, and that will end our half of the second. Still no score. We go to the bottom of the second, and Bill Hall will lead things off for the Brewers. So I did get to see Bill Hall play for Indianapolis quite a few times. He was part of the last group that came through that was part of the Brewers system rather than Pittsburgh. It was him and Corey Hart and, oh, I'm forgetting some other names now, but those are kind of the two big ones. Bill Hall puts that into shallow right just over Phil's head for a single. Van Hecken at the plate now. Gets that one over for a strike. Van Hecken swings and misses. 0-2 the count. That one fouled off down the third base side, off the wall over there by the dugout. Swings and misses, strike three. Gabe Kapler at the plate. Kapler in the 7 spot. Seems like maybe Van Hecken's hitting a little high in the order for his batting skills, but I certainly did not make the Brewers lineup. Kapler grounds to short. Kester to fill at second for first out. Try to turn it, but are not able to get Kapler at first. It's 2 down, runner still on first, and that will bring up Tony Gwynn Jr. Another wild pitch. It's even with a good catcher like Martinez, that's the risky run with a pitcher like Pauly. 1-1 the count. Gwynn pops it up foul. Martinez under it for out number 3. We've played 2, each team with 2 hits, but neither team with a run. 8-9-1 here for the Squirrels to open the third. Phil in the 8th spot today. Say he's improved offensively, but he is still only hitting a $136, so still feel okay with putting Kester in the starting lineup instead. And he's out on 3 pitches. Pauly at the plate. He's not gotten a hit yet this year. He looks at strike 1. Fouls that one off just over the first base dugout. Grounds that to third. Ramirez picks it up and makes the play. 2 down. We're back to the top of the order. Kester singled last time up. That fastball too high. And that fastball too far inside. Swing and a miss. We'll say I'm not the biggest fan of playing Kester at short just because his arm is pretty weak. We got a little spoiled with Joey's cannon over there. It does make a difference in the field, but, you know, Joey has to get days off too. Full count now to Kester. Parra delivers, and Kester puts it in the left for a hit. So he's 2 for 2 on the day with a pair of singles. Sweeney had a soft liner to second last time up. And that changeup in the dirt, 2-0 the count. That time he gets it into the outfield for a base hit. Kester will make it over to third easily. So 2 outs, but runners on the corners, and Chief at the plate. I believe he struck out his first time up. And he's got an 0-2 count here. Fouls that one off. We'll try it again. Oh, wild pitch. And Kester will get in to score. So that gets the Squirrels on the board. And then Chief puts that one up the middle. Sweeney's going to try to score from second, and he will. So a little bit of a 2-out rally here, and that'll bring Quentin to the plate. 1 on, 2 out. 0-2 count at the plate on Quentin. And he will ground to second, and they'll throw to first for the last out, but not before we can get on the board. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Squirrels up 2-0. And Manny Parra will lead things off for the Brewers. He looks at strike 1. Swings and misses. Strike 2. Swings and misses. Strikeout for the pitcher. That'll bring Ryan Braun to lead off things again. Well, to the top of the order. I guess he's not actually leading off. In any case, he's got a 1-1 count after a pretty iffy call on strike 1 there. Grounds out to short. Kester picks it up and makes the throw for out number 2. Ronnie Cedeno at the plate. He struck out swinging last time up. He looks at strike 1. According to the computer announcer, Cedeno on a 3-game hitting streak. Looking to keep that alive at the 0-2 count at the moment. That fastball too low. Cedeno doesn't go chasing it. That pitch a little outside. 2-2. And looks at a fastball, strike 3. I mean, Paulie does not throw a hard fastball, but when you're expecting a knuckleball, I'm sure anything that doesn't break makes it look like a tough pitch. So we're through the first third. Squirrels 2, Brewers nothing. And Frank will lead things off in the fourth. He looks at strike 1 as Manny Parra already looking tired out there. I'm not sure, maybe he's pitching on short rest or something. Frank singles up the middle, and that'll bring Miyake to the plate. Don't remember what he did last time up. He might have struck out, but no, actually his average went up. He must have gotten a hit, and I've forgotten. Strikes out here, though, for out number 1. Martinez at the plate now. 1 on, 1 out. Fouls that one off. That'll make it an 0-2 count. Tries to get Martinez to chase, but he does not. He does hit that little slider. Fielded by Cedeno. They get the out at second, but Martinez able to preserve the inning. That'll bring Phil up with 2 down. Wild pitch again. So that'll move Martinez up to second. Parra really wiping his brow hard here. Throws a strike here. 1-1 the count. Phil grounds just on the wrong side of the first base line. Gets that one in front of the plate. Called a foul ball. Parra gassed now. But does get out of the inning. Got him to chase a fastball that I don't think was ever anywhere close to the strike zone. So Parra gets through 4 innings. Still 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Ramos Ramirez will lead things off for the Brewers. And he looks at a fastball for strike 1. Swings and misses at a knuckle. And pops that knuckle up, but it will make the seats behind home plate. Swings and misses at that one, and he will go down for the first out. Prince Fielder at the plate now. Obviously a threat, though he's struck out so far today. And Pauly not too interested in pitching to him. 2-0 count. Puts that one in for a strike over the outside corner. Swing and a miss. 2-2 the count. And he couldn't get Fielder to chase a knuckleball, so I think he got him out on all fastballs there. He goes down looking. 2 outs, nobody on. Bill Hall at the plate, and he looks at strike 1. Swings and misses at strike 2. That knuckle didn't knuckle, but no harm done. Hall pops this one up. Pauly's going to field it himself, and does, and that will end the 4th. Indianapolis 2, Milwaukee 0. We move to the 5th inning, and Pauly will lead things off at the plate. Brewers do make a pitching change. Go to Octavio Dotel. I could be wrong, but I don't remember him being on the Brewers last year. I think he might be a new addition. Throws a fastball, but too far inside. And then that one too low. So Pauly got a 2-0 count here to work with. Looks at strike 1 there. Hits that one back up the middle, but Dotel handles it and throws over to first. That'll bring up Kester. He's had a pair of singles so far today. Strike 1 on him. 0-2 the count. Kester's not swung yet. Swings here, but too early. 2 down now. Sweeney at the plate. He singled last time up. That one too far outside. That one in the dirt. 2-0 the count. Make that 3-0. Gets the call on that inside corner on a fastball. Puts that one right to Bill Hall at short. He grabs it in the air for out number 3. We're halfway through. Squirrels 2, Brewers 0. The catcher Van Hecken will lead things off for the Brewers. Pauly continues to work here in the 5th. His stamina is top notch. I'm sure he could work all day if he needed to. But we won't ask that of him. We'll just get him through his normal 6. And turn to Nakai is the plan. Got a 1-2 count on Van Hecken. And swings and a miss. Strike 3. Gabe Kapler at the plate now. Gets the call on a high fastball. 0-1. Pops up that knuckleball right to Phil, and he makes the play. 2 out now for Tony Gwynn Jr. Strike 1 on Tony Gwynn. Swings and misses. 0-2 the count. Swings and misses. Strike 3. We're through the 5th. I'm going to try to run and let my dog in, hopefully before the inning break is over, but you might miss a pitch or two. Okay, just in time to miss Chief's hit, apparently. Quentin at the plate now. Nobody out and one on. And that pitch too low. 1-1 the count. Solid hit to center that time as it does fall in front of Gwynn. So Squirrels in business here. We've got 2 on, nobody out. Frank at the plate, who is not homered yet this year. He's probably about due. Looks at strike 1. He does get it in the air, but not deep enough for a homer. Tony Gwynn catches that one, and everyone goes back to their bases. No threat there. Miyake at the plate now. He did hit, I think, a couple homers last year for his first 2 of his major league career. I'm pretty sure I didn't hit any with him in his minor league career when I was creating him. He's fouled off a pair of pitches, 0-2 the count. Grounds that one towards the middle. Hall goes to second, and that's the only out they will get. Runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Clutch Martinez at the plate. I don't know how clutch he has to be with a 2-run lead. And he's got a 1-1 count. Grounds that to first. Fielder picks it up, and that will end that half of the 6th. So still 2-0. And Dotel's spot in the order will lead off the 6th. We'll see if the Brewers make a change here. No, they're going to let Dotel hit. Apparently Dotel has a home run. It's hard to believe he even has at-bats, let alone that he has a homer. But he's got an 0-2 count here. Paulie tries to get him to chase a low fastball, and he does not. Pops up that pitch. Paulie will field it himself for out number 1. Ryan Braun at the plate now. With 1 out, he looks at a high fastball called strike 1. High fastball again. That time Braun swings through it. And there's the knuckleball. Swing and miss. Nowhere close on that one. 2 down for Ronnie Cedeno now. Strike 1. That was Paulie's 10th strikeout. And he's got an 0-2 count on Cedeno. And make that strike 3. Struck out looking. 11 strikeouts out of 18 total outs for Paulie. Pretty good day at the plate. Gave up 2 hits and no runs. So Paulie just doing Paulie things, it seems. So Phil will lead things off here in the 7th. And after his at-bat, which is now at a 2-0 count, we'll let Marvin pinch hit on Monday. So we'll let Tom pinch hit today. Phil fouls off that pitch and then grounds that one to short for the out. 1 down, and like I said, we'll turn to Tom here. Give him a at-bat without having to worry about catching today. Dotel now winds and delivers. Slider too far inside. Oh, Tom puts that right up the middle for a single. That'll bring Kester up to the plate. He did strike out last time up. Looks at ball 1 here. Too high on that fastball. Another high fastball, but no call. 2-0. High fastball, but he does get the call this time. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss for 2-2. It's been all fastballs so far as Dotel tires a little bit. Throws a slider, and Kester takes it for strike 3. Sweeney at the plate now with 2 down. He looks at ball 1. A lot of high fastballs out of Dotel now. Sweeney grounds that up the middle. Hall makes a good diving play, but not able to get anybody out. So that'll go down as an infield hit, and that'll bring Chief to the plate. That pitch too far outside. Chief lines that one sharply into the seats down the left field side. Hits that one, grounder right to Cedeno. He throws over to first for the strikeout. It's stretch time in Milwaukee. Squirrels 2, Brewers nothing. All right, we'll send Nakai out there and thank Tom for his pinch hit. Nakai has had some tough luck lately. We've turned to him in a couple extra inning games, and he lost both of them. Which, it's one of those not really his fault kind of losses. But in his more traditional role here, starts off with the fastball, doesn't get the call on the outside, but does get Ramirez a swing and miss there, so a 1-1 count. Ramirez grounds to first. Sweeney grabs it, steps on first for the first out. Prince Fielder at the plate now with 1 out. Nakai gets the call on that curveball, 0-1. Goes back to the curveball, and Fielder puts that into shallow center for a single. 1 on, 1 out. Looks like the Brewers are going to go to pinch runner, Ruggiano, into the plate. Did I say at the plate? He's at first base, not at the plate. Bill Hall is at the plate. He takes strike 1. Swings and misses, 0-2 the count. Nakai gets him timing off on a changeup. 2 down now. Van Hecken at the plate. He struck out twice today and hitting under 200. Does have 6 RBIs, though. Got a 2-0 count here. Nakai gets him to swing and miss at I think what was supposed to be a curveball, but it didn't curve. 2-2 the count now after another swing and miss. Gets a fastball by him. He looks at strike 3, and that will end the 7th. That means it's Squirrels 2, Brewers nothing, and we move into the 8th inning. Quinton will lead things off in the 4 spot. Nitro takes over at first. He's a big power hitter. Dotel stays in the game to pitch for now anyway, as Quinton puts that into right field for a hit. And that'll be it for Dotel. The Brewers will turn to Villanueva. This is Carlos Villanueva, for anybody who's wondering. Frank at the plate, 1 on, nobody out. He looks at strike 1 at a low fastball. Swing and a miss, 0-2 the count. That pitch too far inside. Frank lets it go by. Lets that one go by too, but that one was strike 3. That'll bring Miyake to the plate. Still 1 on, 1 out now. Gets the call on that outside slider. Gets the call on another high fastball. 0-2 the count. Miyake does swing at that one, but comes up empty. 2 down for Martinez. He's grounded out all 3 times at the plate. Grounds that one at ground out again. Nitro had a good positioning there down the line. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Game still 2-0 Indianapolis. And we will turn to Hamida to try to set this thing up for Shibuya. All right, Gabe Kepler at the plate now. He looks at strike 1. That curveball curved a little much. 2-1 count. Fouls that one off for 2-2. Grounds that to third. Chief gets it over to Sweeney for out number 1. Tony Gwynn Jr. at the plate now. He looks at strike 1. Grounds that one to Phil. He grabs it and throws over for the second out. That'll bring Villanueva at the plate, and the Brewers are going to let him hit. And he's got an 0-2 count. doesn't get the call on that curve. Pops that curve in the air, and Martinez will get back and make the play. So we've played 8, Squirrels 2, Brewers nothing. And Squirrels will bat here for their half of the 9th. Phil will lead things off. And he's got a 1-1 count. Catches the outside corner for strike 2. And looks at a changeup for strike 3. Already used Tom as a pinch hitter, so Marvin's going to get a shot here. See if he can maybe boost that average up a little bit here. He looks at strike 1. Should mention is Marvin does get to bat left-handed here. So he takes an 0-2 count. Couple high pitches to make it a 2-2 count. Grounds that one to second. Cedeno picks it up and makes the play. Kester at the plate with 2 outs. 1-1 count now. Looks at strike 2. Swings and misses for strike 3. We'll move to the bottom of the 9th. And the Brewers will have the top of their order coming up as we turn things over to Shibuya. There we go. All right, Ryan Braun to lead things off, and he looks at strike 1. And that one too far inside. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 down. Ronnie Cedeno will come to the plate. I believe he is struck out each time, although he's got a hitting streak to keep going. Grounds that one foul down the left field side. 1-2 the count. Pops that one to Kester at short, and he puts it away. Brewers down to their last out. Aramis Ramirez at the plate. Oh, he gets it in the air, but Frank gets over, and that will end things. That's it for today. That's Squirrels 2, Brewers nothing. We'll look at some highlights here. I really can't fault the Brewers much. They just had one slightly rough inning. So Brewers pitching, honestly did the job. Just couldn't get anything going against our pitching. Really don't know they even threatened much today. Paulie gets the nod for player of the game for his 6 shutout innings. So thank you everybody for watching. If you want to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, all that good kind of stuff, feel very free. Other than that, we will see you back here tomorrow. Thanks again for watching.